you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. So I'm out here with the dogs and filming on my camera. I don't have Koa out here because of his cone. I don't want anybody messing it up. But I did come out here and I actually spent some time with him with this ball earlier, which is a gift from a subscriber. Hey, get out of it, Vitani, now! Out! Vitani! Get out of there now! Bad dog. Oh, you're a bad dog. Bad dog. Dogs are looking good. Here goes Preacher with the ball. Oh man, so I bought this really expensive, trying to get a look at the sky. Yeah, I guess it's better. Before it was just straight white. Pretty cloudy today. It's not that bad. So I bought this this pretty expensive lens to go with my camera before I had thought about even switching the camera because of the autofocus. But I will say that it's actually looking pretty good. I had heard that, I'd read that this lens had better, faster autofocus. So hopefully it's better this time. And maybe I can continue to just use this camera. It also was saying that, yeah. So that does look better. Yeah, I do see a difference, definitely. Because it is actually getting the sky, whereas the other one wasn't. Was a biggin. Was a biggin. Was a biggin. So yeah, this actually looks, I think this, I mean, from what I can see, it looks pretty decent. It's not, from what I can see, it's not constantly going out of focus. So maybe this is the answer. Pretty girl, my baby Nirvana. You got my baby Nirvana. So I went to the dog park today to go meet up with two of my puppy buyers, but I slept in on accident. I didn't wake up to my alarm, so I only got to meet with one of them, which was Capone. And so anyway, crazy dog. So anyway, there was a crazy dog fight there, and I was kind of wishing I'd gotten it on camera. I wasn't filming. Oh my god. But I'd kind of wished that I was. And thing is like, so when we first got there, there was a gentleman and his dog attacked somebody else's dog like the minute that he was like walking up, like before he even got into the dog park. And I was kind of like, okay, that probably like isn't a good sign. Hey, get out of it, man, Mortigan. Psh, get out of there. And I was like, oh, that's probably not a good sign. And then he decided to come in anyway. And like, so I tried what everybody tells me to do. They're like, oh, why don't you give him advice? Which I've done before, mind you. But I was like, whatever, we'll try again. So I tried to give him advice. I was like, hey, just heads up that your dog, you know, probably isn't in the best state of mind to come in here. He's, you know, being pretty aggressive right now. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, well, his hackles are raised up all over, you know, and his tail's straight up, and he doesn't look to be, you know, in a good frame of mind. Vitani, get out of it now. And so he didn't listen to me. He's like, no, I got it. He's fine. He'll be fine. So he brought the dog in anyway. And the dog immediately tries to come over to me and Taylor's dog, Capone, and we both use our bodies to block him from our dogs. And he, after a lot of trying, he finally gets his dog to actually walk away and go into the rest of the dog park. And then his dog starts a fight with another person's dog. And when before, like earlier, this guy had walked in with this this pit bull. It was a really beautiful dog, jet black. They called, his name was Jet, and in a harness, but I'm not hating. And so they had brought him in, and he did the same thing. He came in, hackles up, tail raised, immediately went over to dominate Capone. Capone was laying down, and the guy kind of brought his dog over. He's like, hey, you know, got the dog over. So both of those dogs, to me, looked pretty problematic. Not because of their breed, simply because of their behavior, the body language. So when the new dog, which was like it looked to be like an Akita mix of some kind, when that dog started the fight with the person's dog, the pit bull took that opportunity to just jump on top of this little baby Doberman. And come on, you guys. And so they're just mauling this little baby Doberman and chasing him around, and it was really bad. And what was funny is the reason I really didn't film it was because every single time that I do a video talking about a pit bull, I get all these comments from people that don't watch my channel. They're just like looking at a video, and why do you hate pit bulls so much? Why don't you like pit bulls? Why do you always, not all pit bulls are the same, yada yada yada, with absolutely no knowledge of the fact that I used to breed them. I know all about them. And just because I'm willing to be honest about the temperament, which can be dog aggressive, doesn't mean that I'm hating on them. And so it was just kind of like, I could have filmed it. And normally, like back in the day, I would have been, oh, this is going to, you know, like immediately judging by the behavior, I would have been like, yep, we're fixing to get some action here. Might as well start filming. And I didn't, because like I said, I was like, you know, it ain't worth the trouble. You know what I mean? It's not worth all the accusations of I don't like pit bulls and I'm a pit bull hater and blah, blah, blah. Bella, walk away now. And so my chicken, she's trying to mess with my chickens. Anyway, Ben Taylor told me, she goes, you should talk about it on video. And I was like, like, psh, go on. I was like, you know, I don't know. Sometimes it's just not worth it. Come on, let's go. You guys get away from my chickens. Everybody, let's go. They're trying to use me being over here as an excuse. Vitani, get out of it now. Let's go. Move it. Hustle. Come. Everybody, let's go back over here. Come on. So anyway, so yeah, it ended up being like a freaking riot as far as the amount of aggression and fighting and all that stuff that happened because of those two dogs, right? It started with the one guy, the one, and I've tried to tell people about that. Like, just because a dog is exhibiting dangerous behavior does not mean there will be a fight. Okay, you can have a dominant dog, aggressive dog at a dog park, and so long as, get out of it, and so long as he doesn't get, like, as long as there's not an equal or opposing force, there may not be a fight. There may not be any kind of incident at all. Come on, you guys get out of it now. But as soon as that dog has kind of a challenge, that's whenever the problem begins. So it took that in this particular situation happening for there to be an issue. And like I said, I've done videos before where I've talked about behavior, because people ask me, they're like, oh, why don't you talk about behavior? So I do it, but because there's not an actual fight right then and there, I get all these people, oh, he's just playing, oh, he's just this, his tail is wagging because he's happy, and blah, 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 and all this stuff, and it just kind of ends up not being worth all the bull crap, if I'm being honest. Hold on a minute. There it is. And so anyway, I'm getting my hose so that I can give these dogs some water. And like I said, it ends up just not being worth the argument with all the people that just don't know what they're talking about. And because there's no fight, then they're just like, basically claim that I don't know what I'm talking about. The dog's just being, hey, back off. And the dog's just being friendly, yada, yada, yada. Back off. Now, get back. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I don't think so. Back off, go away. All right, hold on. I gotta pause this and start again. Quit. Okay, sorry. Got the water turned on. I couldn't do it with one hand. So anyway, the dogs are getting so hot, they're wanting to dig underneath the porch because there's water down there. So anyway, basically, like I said, it gets frustrating whenever I see something that, like, I see something happening and it hasn't happened yet, and people just don't want to believe it, you know, because it's their breed of choice, or they love them or whatever. They just, you know, they just don't want to hear it. They don't want to believe it. And anyway, and sometimes it's just not even worth it, you know. And what was interesting is that none of them left until the cops came, because I think what happened is that the one guy, the guy whose dog started it all, like the pity probably would have been fine so long as there weren't any fights and so long as the dog was never challenged, right? He would have been fine. Now, I still don't think that behavior is acceptable, that it's, your dog should be able to handle whatever is happening without, you know, getting into a fight. And that dog, and I'm not joking, he went right in as soon as, I mean, he was he might have been 30 pounds full grown, you know what I mean? He was you know, what when I was growing up we called him game dogs. Did not look like a bully dog at all. And although these days it can be hard to tell, but nonetheless, immediately, as soon as that fight started, he ran in and he just went to town on that dog. Just got in there, and I mean, he started shaking up that dog, and I could hear the screams, and both me and Taylor, we left immediately. Both of us were just like, no, like, I hate the sound of that. I can't stand the sound of a dog getting mauled. And what's so bothersome about it is that it all could have been avoided if the first guy that brought his pity in had really worked on the dog's behavior, and the second guy who came in had worked on his behavior, right? All it took was 2 people out of maybe 50 that were there to ruin it for everybody else and endanger the lives of the dogs that were there. And I don't know how bad the injuries were. Like I said, we walked out. We grabbed our dogs, because what started as kind of a maul, like I said, there was an initial disruption, and then as soon as the one dog started to squeal, that's whenever the pit bull came in and did what he's gonna do. You know what I mean? He came in, he went to town, and then there was kind of like an offshoot, basically. So another dog, it was like a little Doberman puppy, went running and trying to get away, and then a bunch of other dogs started going after him, and so they're kind of going around the dog park, and that, like I said, that's whenever we took off. We were like, nope, I'm not going to have our dogs involved in this. I had Nirvana and I had Mad Mortigan with me, and I was not fixing to have them be involved in all that mess. So that's why we left. But it was just really sad and unfortunate that they even had to be around that, and so it's just sad that one guy just couldn't get his act together. He didn't want to listen to us. And like I said, if his dog hadn't have started it, it's possible that the pit bull would have never actually gotten into any kind of incident in the first place. You know, his energy wasn't good. And I mentioned it the minute he walked in. I told Taylor, I was like, nope, that's not good energy. But he was fine on his own until a situation started. So he required a bit of a catalyst. And sure enough, after the cops came, then the original guy with his dog left. I'm talking about the guy with the mixed dog. He left. And sure enough, he had his dog in the back of his truck. He's like one of those people that rides with the dog in the back, even though that's incredibly unsafe. And I'm pretty sure it's illegal. And I know that I'm sure there's plenty of people who grew up with their dogs in the back of their truck or whatever, but the truth of the matter is, it's not safe. And if you can drive as safe as you want to, but if somebody else hits you and that dog goes flying and gets injured and hurt, then that's on you. So it's not safe. It's not safe for a reason. Look at that. Can you see it? Can you see? There we go. Look at those clouds. Not bad. I like this lens. I'm not gonna lie. I do like it. I do like it. I think it's better. You guys can tell me what you think, but I think it's better. The dang thing cost about as much as the frickin' camera itself. This is an older camera. It's not super old, but it is an older camera. So, you know, and the lens, they usually are universal, so they don't go down in price as much. What are you doing over there? Bella? What are you doing? Pretty girl. Pretty baby girl. Hello. Hello. Hello, my lovely. Hello. So anyway, but yeah, like I said, I'm not hating on pit bulls. I've you know, loved pit bulls. I've been in so many. I loved pit bulls back when nobody else did. You know what I mean? Like only certain people, like the general population didn't like them. That's when I liked them. Now all of a sudden everybody thinks they like love pit bulls. But what's bothersome about it, and I find to be extremely problematic, is a lot of these people that love pit bulls, they lie about the history of the dogs. They say they were never a fighting breed, that they were the original nanny dog, which is a complete fabrication. It's a lie. And they try to act like they just lie. It's almost like they believe that and maybe they don't. Maybe some people just don't know what the heck they're talking about. But I think there's a certain population of them that think that if they admit that they are truly a fighting breed, and that they do have a tendency towards that maybe it will make people not like them or something like that. I don't know. But I personally don't think that lying about an animal and their history is a good thing. I think it does them a disservice. And I don't think that being honest about, hey, Nirvana, what's your bad dog, Zoe? That's a bad dog. Oh, you're bad dogs. Don't you chase my chicken. You started that. Down. Now. Down. Don't you do that. Don't you chase my chickens. Don't you do it. So anyway, I don't think that not being honest about the history of the pit bull does them any good. And people can call me a pit bull hater all they want, but it is the way it is. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell the truth. And I've actually found, for anybody that thinks that that's not true, I've been looking into another breed. I had to get these clouds. I've been looking into another breed, and there are articles from the UK actually about Staffordshire Terriers that were being bred with pit bulls at the time for the same reason. And so there is evidence, 100% evidence from long ago that the pit bull has always been a fighting breed. So, oh, preacher. Now, that's not to say that they weren't originally a bull baiting breed, for sure, but I don't think that hit. I think that there's so much dogfighting history behind them now that it doesn't matter that they used to be, you know, a bull baiting breed. So I just don't. And that's my personal opinion, but it is what it is. So anyway, I'm gonna end this. Hope that this video is good, that the quality is better. I will say that I've spoken to some people now, and they told me that part of my problem is actually the editor that I'm using. I need to be using a specific type of resolution or something the way that it processes, like continuous frames per second. It's like something like that. And that's my problem. So I guess we'll see. And I'm going to be sending, I've had some people ask me to basically send them some video clips, and they're going to use their editor to see if they can produce better results. And we'll see if I can get my video quality to be better. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little story. Like I said, I'm not hating on pit bulls, but if anybody's, you know, really wants to know the truth, I can share I can post the news articles from back in the day where it was talking about it, if anybody's interested. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.